Expeditionary learning, I think, is really different. It really, in a lot of ways, is just all the best practices teachers have done, but they've codified it and put it together and made it possible for all the teachers in the school to kind of be on the same page. The kids can learn through multiple different intelligences. They can do it through music, they can do it through mathematics, can actually have an art component, and music could have a mathematical component.
I like that it offers this idea to wrap context within the learning. Take something that's local, the Missouri River, for instance. You could study that from numerous angles of, stories and essays that have evolved around the Missouri, as well as take, for instance, the science behind the water that flows, and also the math, distance, quantity, all this other stuff regarding it.
If there's another subject that isn't as visual or may not require leaving the building, like mathematics, sometimes they'll bring in an expert to talk about statistics in a way that's relevant to the students, such as frequency with which certain songs on the radio are played and how that influences popularity.
We have classes that are music classes, but they are not approached like a class. They're approached like it's like lunch. It's like this is part of our creative nutrition.
One thing I've noticed that I relate to as a former student is that I tend to draw as I explain things because I'm visual in that way, and many of my students have difficulty writing without doing some corresponding drawing. And I incorporated that into my curriculum and would have one student draw on the whiteboard whatever we were speaking about in lecture or Socratic seminar. They would do visual note-taking, and I encourage the students not only to write in their notebooks, but to draw their notes as well.
There's a certain joy about learning that I think the expeditionary learning encourages, and there's a sense of community service and a sense of giving back to the community and being part of the community.